There we go. Yeah, look, it's been a minute since I did this, since I like sat down and did like the interview thing. So, but one thing I always do, even though you and I talk like pretty much every day,
Yeah,
I always kind of do my research on what we're doing. So, what's interesting is, um, you and I started talking like just on some wrestling shit, and really
yep,
what it was like, here's somebody who, and this is from my perspective, I think it's from yours too. Like, here's
yeah,
somebody who likes the thing I like, but also exists outside of this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
they
right.
exist out here in the world. And so, when you had uh, some personal stuff happen, and you we were just looking for ways to not only have an outlet, but there were things you needed to take care of, like financially. And you were like, yo, like, I do music. I got music out here, take a look at it. And I was like, my man's going through it. Like, least I could do is purchase some music, right?
Right, right.
Um,
I
and
remember that.
then, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think we kind of bonded after that, because it wasn't like, it wasn't even like I'm doing you a favor. It's like, this is somebody out here in the world doing the things that he loves. We bonding on some stuff. Like, how could I not support? Like, that's regular shit,
Right,
So,
right.
um, so it kind of brings us to now. And the reason I say that, got a new project, Jabber. What's the
Yeah.
name of the project?
So I just dropped Life is a Movie, my concept album, and I got the World of True dropping, which is the World of True, man. It's different, bro. Like
Mm.
it's an album that it took me 3 days to make. I made it in
Okay.
3 days. You know what I mean? But and it's just it's everything that's about me. It encompasses everything that's about me. From talking about my mom. I got 2 songs dedicated to my mom, and it's like and it's different because you know talking about grief in songs is tough.
Mm.
And I had to kind of do 2 different perspectives. So I got one song that's like it sounds like I'm crying on the entire song because
Mm.
I pretty much was. And then I have one that's kind of more of a happy song. It's like some jazzy type stuff because my mother's favorite music was jazz.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was like let me do something that she could love and she could appreciate. And then, on the flip side of that, I've been dabbling in like this R&B soul stuff too
Mm-hmm.
now. And so I got a couple of joints on there. I got a joint, called "Got What You Need" with my man Apollo, my brother Apollo, and we just, what I'm saying, we on some Bruno Mars, Anderson Paak, some Silk
Yeah.
Sonic shit, going back and forth with each other on that. And then, I got a interlude about passion. It's just you listen to all of the R&B artists, everybody does the interlude stuff, and so I
Mm-hmm.
kind of was like, you know what, let me try let me try my hand at some smooth shit, and yeah, I did that, and we got a song dedicated to Cash Money, you know what I'm saying, like back in the day, Cash Money. We got I'm Juvenile on the song, my guys BG, one of my guys is Turk, and we literally become them on the
Yeah.
song, and that's just what I mean. On top of that, we got one I really want people to hear. It's kind of a leftover from the Life as a Movie song, like a movie album. It's called One Night in Miami, which everybody knows the One Night in Miami movie. We literally, once again, we take the roles of the characters. I'm of course, I'm Malcolm X on the song. Of course, I'm Malcolm X. My man Shaggy is Sam Cooke. And it's like we're also we're making a song about that night in Miami, but also like the aftermath of it. You know what I mean? So like the World of True is just me kind of creatively saying, yo, this is what I do as an artist, and here is here's everything that I want to say, and I say a lot like from jump, man. Like I get to talk about my daughter, and something I never really talk about with my daughter in music is how much I know my grandmother would have loved to have seen her if she would
Mm-hmm.
have been around long enough, and my great aunt and my other grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Like just to have everybody in my family and like my cousin who was like a sister to me growing up, like all these people, if they could see me as a father, get to see my child, you know what I mean? Like that would have been so important to me. And over the years, you kind of try to teach a child about the family members that aren't here because most of the family members that mean something to me are not here. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like and that's a whole nother process, a whole nother thing. And I've been through a lot in general in life. And so I also talk about my block a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't consider what I do like, you know what I'm saying, street shit musically, because I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you live in the street, like I ain't touched certain things you see in the streets since I was 17, 18, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 19. And it's like, I'm in my 30s now. why I want to rap about that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it sounds good. Don't get me wrong. I listen to it. I listen to everybody else do it. But for me, I feel like I'd be faking if I'm talking about we touching the dope. Like I can take you back to when we was there. I can take you back to the my neighborhood, and I do that. I got a song dedicated to my actual block. You know what I'm saying? So I like World of True allows me to be everything that I am and I have been my entire life.
Yeah.
From what I'm saying, being in the streets, being a wrestling fan too. You know what I'm saying? There's some stuff there too. And we just dropped the Eyes on the Ring 2 project, which was,
Mhm.
allows me to rap over Samoa Joe theme song and old school Booker T stuff. Like that's fun for me too. Like everything that I do artist wise is me. So I love that I have an album that encompasses everything. So
In
it's
talking
heavy.
to you, in just and it's funny, like we don't, me and you, when we talk, we don't necessarily talk like politics, right? Like you
Yeah.
will talk it, but it doesn't come up in conversation with the two of us. I
Right.
think my favorite song that I've heard from you so far, and correct me if I got the title wrong, Within the Matrix. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's within the
Yeah,
Matrix.
okay.
Yeah.
Because knowing kind of the stuff that you talk about, like you do a good job of, especially like on social media, you won't say exactly what you're thinking, but you'll allude to it enough to where people will
Yeah.
want to have a conversation about it. So then you
Yeah.
hear a song like Within the Matrix, like, oh, okay, like I get it, like I see where he's coming from. So I
Yeah.
think like you do a really good job of the things you actually do and what you're talking about. And it's funny because like Within the Matrix, it'll hit, and then you'll turn around and have a song like uh, "Throw Your Ass in My Face," and I'm like, he lives that, and I know it's true, but it comes
Absolutely.
across as funny, like because it's not that it's a joke song, but it comes across as funny
Right.
because I'm like, no, oh, he's really doing that too. So it's like, yeah, this is you do a really good job of being kind of, because I know you can be all over the place. I'm like, okay, this isn't like he's not making this part of it up.
Trans
I do think that,
Transparency.
and that's like the fun stuff, but the authenticity absolutely comes out when you're talking about your daughter. Like that's when it's your daughter and
Yeah.
your mother, that's when the stuff is like the most thorough. Do you what's easier for you? Because I know how strongly you feel about family, but I also know when you make something like that, you're probably putting more into it than another song about like being with a girl or going to a club. At least that's how I see it. So what's
Mm.
easier for you to make?
I'll always say it's talking about my mom or talking about my daughter is the hardest thing for me to write
Hmm.
because I love writing creatively.
Hmm.
So I don't want to be creative when I talk about my child because
Yeah.
that'd be fake of me to be like, I don't want to make a song about my child and just like, nah, like I want to talk about how me, even something as simple as her, like I don't really use Snapchat, but I keep it for her. So she wants to use the
Yeah.
filters. We been talking about the filters and making videos
Hmm.
and she'll do little stuff like she'll look in the camera like I'm 8 years old and I'm immature and she'll do that and I'll be dying laughing at her
Yeah.
just every little thing like and that's hard for me sometimes to put in a song form because it's just like I got to make it rhyme. I want to make it sound good. So that's tough because if I could just talk all day about my child. Like I could
Yeah.
talk all day about her, but in a song form, that's tough. It's a little tougher for me. And then for my mom, uh, I've never had anything tough as to write about my mom. At least, before my mom, passed, it was easier to kind of mention it because I was, in my music from a couple years back when my mom was first starting going through health issues, I was rapping about like she gonna get strong, she gonna get better.
For sure.
And when she was doing that, it was like you couldn't tell me nothing. I was just like, yeah, I like
Hmm.
I said it because I felt it and I see it getting better. And then COVID hit and I couldn't be there to be like the physical therapist to help her out. And I couldn't, and
Hmm.
the hospitals wouldn't let, and I had to sneak into that. And I never said
Hmm.
this, but I had to sneak in the hospital on Mother's Day just to get to see her. And they, I had to make up a whole gang of shit. I was like, I'm seeing my mother on Mother's Day because I knew at that point, I said, she's very sick. I said, this might be my last Mother's Day with her. I'm
Yeah.
going to go in there and do that. And so to put that in a song form too, it's tough. It's really tough, and that's why I made the Rhoda Sun album, like literally the week of like I just
Hmm.
like I need something. I got to get my mind off of it, and
For
I have
sure.
not listened. I haven't listened to that album since it came out. I
Yeah.
can't. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said that's the toughest part. Like writing all this other stuff, like the easiest thing for me is writing about women. That's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
That's just,
Yeah.
it's just it just
Hmm.
came easy for my entire life, bro. Like
Yeah.
and from I always go back to when I first started rapping. I was going through a breakup. When I first started putting out albums, and I rapped about that breakup 100% straight through, and it was good for me to get that out. And then I realized, you know what? I can't necessarily communicate that well in terms of my feelings with women like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go get it out in these songs, and it helps, and it works that way.
Yeah.
And so that it made things so much easier, man. That's the easiest part for me. Like I said, the personal stuff, bro, like that's tough. It's
Mm-hmm.
tough, man. Like it's tough because like I have one of my songs and I'll let my daughter hear it that I did for her, and she just she was just wow, like she just
Yeah.
she's a kid, so it's and she loves it, and she's like happy, and she's like, so you like it's almost like you really do love your child. Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love seeing that in her, but it's just like in my mind I'm thinking, baby girl, if you knew how much this song hit me just to write it, just say it. Like, she's young, so she won't understand it yet. But one day she'll get it. But yeah, that's it, man. Like talking about family is the toughest.
So people get like this idea on social media that everybody that has a lot of followers is just doing great for themselves and rich and can do this and that. And people who might not have as many aren't doing well for themselves.
Right.
Just to put it in perspective, like you have who's on Twitter, because I know you've been through a couple of accounts. You have like
Yeah.
500 followers, give or take, right now.
Something like that now. Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to
And
get it back to what it used to be.
I got you. And you have 4,000 listeners a month on Spotify. So
Yeah.
like it's you're kind
Yeah.
of bucking that trend, right? So what's the feedback like? Because you got that many people listening. Clearly, people are talking back to you. Um,
Yeah.
what is the feedback like? Because again, me listening to it, and us being able to interact a lot, like I feel like I know the person who's making the songs, but
Right.
people
Right.
who don't get to see you tweet every day or really talk to you
Right. Right.
outside of that, what's the feedback like from them?
It's funny, I added my Twitter to my Spotify, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that because I was like, you know what? Like I was getting emails and people finding me on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
because and when I had my old account was different. My old account, I don't know, I was like 6, 7 thousand
Like you
followers,
was up there
like
for sure.
there. So once that was gone, I was like, man, I got to start all over. And then I realized I actually like not having as many followers on Twitter, and I get away with a lot. I get away with a lot. I
Yeah.
say that I get away with a lot, and I because years ago when I had all those followers, especially when I was actually actively working in certain businesses that you kind
Mm-hmm.
of have to. I found myself kind of like, nah, let me keep this
Mm-hmm.
cool. Let me not say this. Let me not, you know what I mean? And so with listeners, I get a lot of people who find me through email on Bandcamp also. Bandcamp, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people find me on Bandcamp, and so they reach me on Bandcamp, and I get a lot of people. I've heard criticism that I've changed over the years,
Mm.
and because when I first came out, I think people assumed that because of the name that I use, that I was a conscious rapper. Some people thought I was a
Yeah.
Christian rapper. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's like there are elements there. You know what I'm saying? There are elements there of that,
Mm-hmm.
but also, I'm just a nigga from Baltimore. For
I'm gonna
being real.
talk that shit. Yeah, for sure, for
Like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like I had a conversation with somebody and he said, man, I said, look, I'm from Baltimore. I'm from 4100 block. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Like this is where I'm from. And that's me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like I had, and with women, that's me.
Yeah.
Like that's me, and even just being around my brothers, like we go out. Before COVID, we was outside,
Yeah.
outside. And I know you can have the immortal techniques and the most deaths and the Talib Kweli's of the world, and I respect the lyricism of what they do is amazing. I can never take away from them, and I love being a lyrical artist, but I like to have fun too. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
and when I first started out, I remember I was like, nah, yo, I don't want to make songs like that. Like we've been in the studio and my boys could test this. I'd be like, y'all, I don't want to make this type of song. They're like, well, now I'm like, cause people going to assume, and I'm like, and niggas don't really know me anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then I used to realize at that point, like 2014, 2015, 2016, Twitter was a different world then. You
Yeah.
know, it was
You,
different.
you you get away with a lot.
Yeah, you get away with a lot. And then on top of that, like I was extra aggressive because I was going through a lot at the time. You know what I'm saying? So we was driving to people's cities. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when and we was going to nigga cities like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
can't talk that shit to us. And then I realized, now people just say whatever. And if you got enough followers, people gang up. And I'm like, y'all don't know, like you can get slapped for that in the real world because
Yeah.
we outside,
Yeah.
we out here, like. and knowing that that's, you know, that's how people are, I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So I was like, I just be me. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
be me. I do me, and like I said, fans, most of the fans that criticize are white. So so I don't really pay attention to their criticism like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? We're like, you know, we multifaceted people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we can do different things. I can be in different pockets. Like, you know, I didn't spend my whole life on the block. I
Yeah.
went to work in the office too. You know what I'm saying? I didn't spend my whole life in a relationship. I was outside. I was in the clubs too.
Yeah.
Like as an artist, I got to be able to express all of that.
Mhm.
And if I can't express all of that, then I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah.
That's because I tried to retire because I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. I'm like, man, I can't. Like, how can you balance? You know, I got listeners here who care, and like, how can you do that? I'm thinking, I'm independent. I
Mhm.
own my shit. I don't have to appease nobody. If you like it, you like
Exactly.
it. If you don't, and that's just it. So I don't really pay attention no more to people. Like everybody, you know, reach out to me and say, "Yo, I love it. I love it. You know, I love what you're doing, yo." And it's like, yo, it's different because your albums aren't just one thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if you listen to Freddie Gibbs, I know what I'm gonna get from Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want from Gibbs. I
Mm.
want that. You know what I'm saying? I want that dope. Like I want that street shit. Like I want that. But you listen to me, you might get some street shit. You might get some, you know, some within the matrix type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might get some, you know, girl put that ass in my face.
It's
Like,
yeah. It's gonna be some T-Pain type stuff on this end, and then for sure, for
yeah.
sure,
and I
absolutely.
and I think that's reality, right? Because you know what I'm saying, like with you know, you could go on Twitter, you could talk about, you know what I'm saying, like when niggas are going at Trump all the time,
Hmm.
you shitting on Trump, and everybody understood it, but at the same time, you could also, you know what I'm saying, post your pictures when you out out and about,
Yeah.
drunk and shit, you
I'm
drunk,
in
but
trouble right now.
yeah, I bet, nigga, I bet, nigga, I bet, I see this,
That's why you and I think like we can click because we know like we don't have to be one thing, and we
right.
we don't expect each other or even the people we talk to be one thing. Like I can live here, live there, and I'm still me the whole time. Absolutely.
Exactly. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I think if more people understood that and was more comfortable, if you're comfortable with yourself, you're okay with doing it. And I guess the world, as like, and I know, understand everybody has their own things they go through, so maybe you're not 100% comfortable just being you. But like
Hmm.
for me, nah, man, like I gotta be me. You know,
Yeah.
like and as an artist, that's important. Like it's very important because too many artists are searching for their identity.
Yeah.
I don't got to search for no identity because I'm just me, and it makes music easy. That's why I put out so much fucking music because I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like I this is me. It clicks. Whether I want to make a album like we did the Melodic Sphere album, like, you know, months back, and we got reggae songs, dance hall shit on there. We got,
Hmm.
you know, I even tried a country song. I ain't never doing it again. But you know what I'm saying? Like we tried it, and I was like, yo, and people heard it and was like, you doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I've never listened to country really a day
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. It's something I wanted to try. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we'll try it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my man's got the guitar. I got a violin in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like we playing around with sounds and shit. Like, yo, fuck it. We having fun. We're artists. Like we got to be able to expand. And as black artists too, that is what makes a difference to me too. Because I feel like as black artists, when you cross over, you do something different. We sometimes look at our own artists a little funny for doing
Hmm.
certain things. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like white artists, you know, if a white, like we got white rappers. I don't really listen to white rappers, but we got white rappers out there and stuff like that, and they can do a lot of different stuff. You know, I
Hmm.
feel like the type of stuff that some of them did. I'm like, I would never make a song like Eminem did. You know what I'm saying? I would never make
Hmm.
like Eminem was making songs about killing his baby mother and beating up his
Yeah.
mother. I was like, I don't relate to none of that. So
Yeah.
you can get away with that. I could never get away. Like,
Mm-mm,
you
mm-mm.
imagine?
They locking you up. Somebody got questions
Yeah,
for you afterward, for sure.
yeah. Like,
For sure.
and I know personally, anything you say in a song or a tweet, people will try to use against you in court. Like I said, we was
All day,
outside for
man.
a while. We was outside
Hmm.
for a while, and I was like, I'm telling niggas, like, if I catch you for what you say, I'm gonna beat the shit out you. And
Yeah.
people was like, oh, this nigga's serious. I'm like, I'm serious, bro. Like we really
Yeah.
like, and people start saying, well, I like, you know, I might talk to the cops. I'm like, oh, we go, oh, never mind. We don't want none of
Yeah,
that.
we
You know what I'm
cool.
saying?
It's fine.
We don't want
Yeah.
to, yeah, we good, like we good. But I realize that, and it's like, I mean what I say, and everything I do, I mean wholeheartedly as an artist, as a person. So I really want for black artists, you know what I'm saying? Like even on independent level, like I talked to so many artists, like I got guys in my crew that was like, man, never thought that I could, jump on a song and rap about this or do this and do that. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, yeah, like I got these
Yeah.
crazy ideas. I want y'all to join in too, because I know you got it in you. And I got a guy here, man, one of my guys here who's local in the group. Because we all over the place now. But like a local guy, he had a very Tech 9-esque sound. He still has a Tech 9-esque sound. But I was like, bro, you from Baltimore? You from here? Like, I know you got some street shit in you. I know you got some other shit in you. You got. And then he started getting on like some P Funk, George Clinton, Parliament shit. And I was like, I knew you had that in you, bro.
Yeah.
Like I knew you had that in you. You know what I'm saying? Like we came up listening to all this, like
Mhm.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, and you know what I'm saying? Ozzy Brothers, when they did the verses, I'm like, bro, this is the music I grew up listening to with my mother. I want to make
Mhm.
something that could sound maybe not exactly like that, but Earth, Wind, and Fire, I got a lot of funk to it. Like, why can't we do something with funk to it? I mean,
Yeah.
like pay homage to the greats and also do something current. And it's been interesting to kind of see the reactions to it though. It's been interesting to see the people actually feeling it because you think like people probably ain't gonna like it, but I'm cool with it. You know what I'm
You
saying? Like
rock with it. Yeah.
yeah, like when you start seeing them numbers go up, them streams, I was
Yeah.
like,
It's
oh, okay.
working.
I was like, all right, we did over such and such this month. Wow. I was like, okay. And
Yeah.
of course, and people don't understand in the independent world, you could do 30,000 streams on a song, 40,000 streams on a song. It don't really turn out to be much. Really,
Yeah. Yeah. We
anyway.
preach to the choir. Yeah. We didn't have too
Yeah.
many podcasts do numbers, and it's just like,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
I always say this for the website that we have the one I write the articles and stuff. We done that's multi-million site and we got ad revenue and stuff off of that. And that's when I learned that per click stuff. I was like, yeah, it don't add up like I thought it
Yeah.
did. When I started
Mhm.
out, I didn't know the business side of it. Now I know more of it. I'm like, yeah, I need at least about 5-6 million streams to really make a dent in
Got to
what.
do a lot for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
So
Well, let me ask
that's
you this. So with the two projects coming out so close together, if you and not that you want to do it, but if you could control the narrative, what would be the ideal feedback that you get from somebody? How do you want people to feel coming away from these projects?
I want people to think that these are back-to-back classic projects and in the sense of, and I think about like DMX, right? Like when DMX came out, he had two albums
First
back.
6 months was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, and it wasn't like it was just hype. Them shits is jamming like a motherfucker. Like it's classic shit. And I want to I want these two albums because one's a concept album, and one's based around movies, films, which tie into my life in different aspects. You know what I'm saying? And then we have World of True, which is just me in totality, just me, in general. And
mm,
I kind of want people to take there's the extremely creative side on this side, and then there's extremely personal side on that side. And I want people to take both of those projects as that. These are the yin and the yang, basically, of me as an artist,
yeah,
where I'm tapped into a concept here, and then I'm just kind of doing whatever the fuck I want over here, and that is who I am. I mean, I've done concept albums for like I did a MTV Unplugged joint. You know what I'm saying, about 2 years back, where it's literally I literally created a crowd. We did it on a live mic. We recorded in a live mic. We did it straight through like it was actual performance.
yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? Like the only thing different is when I had my boy Apollo come in, I left the booth and let him go in and do his part. But everything else I did straight through. And like even that, like that's what rappers doing that. If
yeah,
you're doing MTV Unplugged, you got a real show. Nah, I created the crowd. We sat down in the studio, like found each and every clap, each and every cheer, and how to pinpoint it. Like the attention to detail or something like that as an artist. Like who has the time to do that? You leave your
yeah.
engineer to do that. You know what I'm saying? You leave your engineer to do that shit. Not me. I said I want to be here for all this. Let's pinpoint this. No, this don't sound right. Let's add this in. I'm just a perfectionist, and I want people to see that and take that away from the projects that I'm putting out. Is that he puts care and love, and it don't seem like it takes that long,
Yeah.
but they don't see the
It's a
7 to 8 hours, of a day
Mhm.
where I'm just sitting there working on these 4 or 5 songs throughout the day, like perfecting this and going back and re-record this and.
Mhm.
So I want people to take from that. Like this is a artist. You know what I mean? Not just a rapper, an artist.
All right. Last question I got for you. How excited are you for Jokic to win the MVP? You think I don't be paying attention? I be paying attention, man.
Look. Look, man. I know you think. I know you see
Don't do
everything.
me like you do basketball Twitter. Don't do me like
Uh,
that.
I, look, man. Look, I know Jokic is going to win. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, going off of criteria, I feel like Embiid, man. Like Embiid has such a crazy season,
Yeah,
and they
and
number
they're
one
probably going
seed.
to finish what, top two, maybe one.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think they got it because Brooklyn ain't healthy in the East right now,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not going. And Ben Simmons is out right now. Tobias Harris is out, and
Yeah.
Embiid's still putting up 35 and 10. I like it's
Monster. Yeah.
and playing defense, and
Yeah.
that's another thing, defense.
Jokic does not exist on that end of the floor at
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
and I look at it like this: if Jokic is, I don't want Jokic to end up like Dirk in 2007, and everybody know what happened. Dirk won the MVP and was sent home in the first round, and the way it's looking, AD and Braun coming back healthy, and it looks like it's going to be Denver and
And
LA in the
that
first round.
LA is holding on some type of way. Yeah.
Defense, man. Like defense matters. Like it's funny. Football they say it all the time. Defense win championships, which is not false. If you got defense, I mean, shit. We seen in the Super Bowl that Tampa Bay defense. Granted, Kansas City was missing missing a front. You
Yeah.
know, but defense
Still
matters.
went and got him. Yeah, for sure.
And in basketball, defense matters. The Lakers, like I said, the Lakers personnel offensively, without LeBron and AD, oof, you ain't doing much. You ain't doing much with that. But if your defense is locked in, you can be even. It's funny because I went to the game last night and I got to see the Warriors and the Wizards play, and I was watching and I was like, the only reason why Golden State is even in the position outside of Steph is because they're the like top 6 defense in the league. That's why you're competing because y'all are ass on offense outside of this man. So you start to see it, and like with Jokic, I feel bad a little bit for him because I actually feel like they could have maybe upset somebody in the
If
first
they had
round if
Jamal.
married. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like Jamal was, what I'm saying, he averaging 21, 22 a game on top of Jokic, and like I said, the defense thing matters because if Anthony Davis is healthy, which that's gonna be a big question mark, but if he's healthy, who on Denver is stopping Anthony Davis? You know what I'm saying? And that's not even
Yeah.
counting LeBron when he come back. So it's like you ain't stopping him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't throw nobody. You can't throw nobody. So I like I said, Jokic is cool, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna win his
Yeah.
MVP. Everybody know how I feel, man. I hate saying white NBA players win MVPs.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I bang with Steve Nash. And I bang with Steve Nash was cool.
Yeah.
But back in the day when he won them, I hated him because I was a
Yeah.
Kobe guy. You know what I'm saying? I was a
Yeah.
Kobe guy. So I was like, nah, he's taking MVPs for Kobe. He's taking MVP, took MVP for Shaq. Like, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, what he win? He didn't win nothing.
Nope. He won a trip to the damn to the statisticians table via Robert Ory. That was a great night in my house.
So yeah.
That's a great night in my house, man. Whew.
Yeah,
But no,
and
man.
y'all because you're a
Let's
San
close it
Antonio
all
fan.
out. Oh yeah, yeah. I moved to San Antonio in '97. So yeah. So they
Yeah,
won the first title I was in. I was a freshman in high school. Second title was right after I graduated, so I just moved to UT. Third title undergrad, fourth title undergrad, fifth title. I ain't sleep for a year in 2013. I genuinely didn't sleep for a year till they won it after losing in 2013. So it's my boys, man. That's my squad.
hey, a crazy part. We think about going to that game on Monday.
Okay.
They got a game out here on Monday. Y'all look all right. Y'all look okay right now. Y'all
The
don't.
baby Spurs, man. They all right, man.
Yeah.
They coach well. DeMar gonna give you, he gonna give you his 2021 all from
Yeah.
inside the circle. But
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool. I like it, man. But no, man, let the people know one more time the 2 projects, the one that just dropped and the one that's coming.
So I'm gonna add a couple things in here too. A couple things because there's more coming. But my solo projects, Life is a Movie, which is out right now, and y'all go on Spotify, and I got joint Money Mitch is on there, and that's going crazy right now with the streams. And I got The World of True coming out on my birthday, which is May 26th. And in between all of that, we got this variety hour, which kind of plays into the creative stuff. It's like a playlist. It's a playlist of just scattered songs from all of us, different combinations in my crew. And then we have me, Apollo, and my boy Speed. We have a album called Numbers, which plays up. It's basically would have been World of True if I didn't say, yo, let me just send these songs to my brothers and let's do something together. Because a lot of personal stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of personal stuff. We got a song about my mother on there, and my boy lost his grandmother, and my boy lost his mom too. So we all going through, so that album. So those albums coming too, and we got a G-Funk album coming out shortly after World of True drops. So we got a lot going on, but in terms of Life as a Movie and World of True, like I said, they both out right now. I mean, not both out. The one is out right now, and one will be out in a little bit over a month. And yeah, man. So I'm excited about everybody hearing it. And I said, Life is a Movie. The feedback right now is been great, and I have got nothing but love. So I hope people keep listening, and more people listen. Like I said, the streams, they don't pay much, so keep listening. Like I said, World of True. I feel very strongly about this album, more so than I do about Life as a Movie, because I feel like it's the most honest album that I've made from every aspect. And there's certain stuff that I wouldn't talk about before because I was like, but it's like, nah, I got a song called Closure on there. And if you know what the word closure
shout out to
entails,
Durag Luffy, my man.
yeah, someone who needs yeah. And I even it's funny because I got actually Luffy might do a trailer for this album, so we're working on so he said he might put something together. I'm trying to put him to work so he don't keep
He
tweeting
needs
about
to be focused on something for sure.
Yeah, so I'm trying to help him out. Yeah, but like, but closure is a big deal, and I'll say this, like I know me and you both can have an understanding of closure and how tough that is.
Absolutely.
And especially the romantic it's so hard. And for me, I've had two situations over the years that kind of remain open-ended, and me, I kind of was like, there's nothing here for me in this situation. There's no need for me to even consider going back. There's not a world that exists where that would work. And understanding that, and telling somebody we probably better off as friends, that's not easy.
Yeah.
And in music, that's definitely not easy because you want to be vulnerable, but not, we still men, so it's not like, don't be too vulnerable, right? You want to be vulnerable. So that's like I said, I really it's World of True album, man. It's a heavy album, but it's a fun album too. So you know what I mean? And I got a song called Freaknik coming out. Yeah, which is it's like some slip and slide Trick Daddy Trina shit, really. But yeah, so it's some shit.
You made a face about it, like
yeah. I was like you say something, you make something, you like.
You remember? Yeah. That was
me.
I did that.
Yeah. Like you send a crazy text to the girl, you try and get her to come over, and you may send some freaky shit to her, and you like. I was like, you kind of waiting for that response, and I let two women hear a song, and they was like, oh, I fuck with this, and I'm like,
okay, yeah.
Ooh, hey, that's all I needed.
Exactly.
So I appreciate you, though, bro. I appreciate
love, man. Love what you're doing. Love how different it is. How you go from one song to the next. Like you put your stuff on shuffle, you getting a bunch of different styles of music. And that's appreciated for sure, man. But nah, man. Good luck on the projects. Congratulations on the project so far. Let's do this again soon, all right?
For sure.
All right, man.
What's up, bro?
Later.